Hey everybody, how's it going? Just doing a video here on some impact sockets. They're half-inch drive metric impact sockets, deep impact sockets from Olsa Tools. Just got these in the mail yesterday and I'm pretty excited about them. I tell you the truth, I don't need any more impact sockets. I got lots. Hold on, let me back up here. I'll show you my top drawer. I've got all the sockets I could need, but there's always room for improvement. Quality-wise, most of my impact sockets right now are Pro Point from Princess Auto. They work, they're not terrible, and they were definitely cheap, but they're not quite of the same quality. Olsa Tools has really been knocking it out of the park with their stuff lately. You'll probably see more and more of them around. What they're aiming to do is to match or beat tool truck quality at less cost. Tool truck quality, excellent service, like their sockets, all their hard tools basically have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. You can return them within 30 days if you don't like them. They're lifetime warranted. If you do have a problem, you can call them. There's a toll-free number you can phone, and they'll get back to you within 30 minutes. If they don't, you get a refund. They're an excellent company. They're a Canadian company. The tools are manufactured in Taiwan, which is fine with me. Taiwan is right up there with some of the others. Definitely not China quality. Taiwan makes some really good tools. I've had no complaints with my other Taiwan-made tools, Tech10, Blue Point, all those. Let's just open it up here. They come in a really nice case too. Nice blow-molded tool case, says Olsa on top. They're fairly heavy tool. Just open these up. There we go. So they come all labeled out. The nice thing about them is they go from 10 to 24 with no skips at all. They come oiled from the factory, which prevents them from rusting. Anybody who has impact sockets that aren't oiled and don't get used often, like some of them, like a 23 millimeter, you don't use it a whole often, so they tend to get a little bit of surface rust. One of the nice things about these, one of the many features, is if you look in there, you can see the corners are rounded or radiused. That's so when it's working, it works on the flats and not the corners. Sockets that work on the corners tend to round off the corners. That's the weakest part of the fastener, whereas the flats obviously have the most surface to grab onto, and that's what these do. One thing I noticed right off the bat, like I pre-opened these, this isn't my first time opening them, is they're heavy. And heavy is a good thing when it comes to impact sockets. Any of you guys that do crank bolts know they make special crank bolt sockets that are heavy, so they transfer more of the torque, the hammering, to the fastener instead of just being lost to the soft socket. Same the way you lose torque when you use an extension on a socket. A good heavy socket is great as long as it's not too thick. And these have a nice balance between being thick and being heavy. I took this is a Princess Auto brand socket, same size, 19 millimeter. And if I measure it on the thickest part of the flat there, 433. The thickest part of the flat here, 412. So we're a little thinner on the Olsas, and every bit counts sometimes when you're doing stuff. So even though the Olsas are thinner, they're the same height. You can see that they're identical in height. Let's say they're about the same width, but let's weigh them and see. So we'll get my little scale here, put it down, zero it out. Okay, 0. Let's weigh the Princess Auto socket. 215.1. And the Olsa, 230.2. So even though it's a thinner wall, it's a heavier socket. It's a chromoly socket, and you'll see it has the nice big etching on it. It tells you your size, says Olsa Tools, 19 millimeter. But it also has the stamping. I don't know if you guys can see that very well in this light. Chromo 19, which is superb because as we all know, you use these a lot and that'll get worn off, but you'll always have the stamping. What I've done on mine that were stamped, I filled them in with a paint pen, and I'll likely do the same with these. It'd be nice to see tool companies actually add that in, have the stamping filled in. I've done it to all my sockets that are stamped. Just a white paint pen. In fact, here's the one I use right here. It's just a cheap little paint pen. You just fill it in, wipe off the excess with a little bit of acetone, and boom. You can spot them from across the room what size it is. See, it's very, very easy to see. But they're a really nice socket set. The thing also, like I mentioned, they're trying to move into the tool truck territory, and their quality is already there. They just need to get out there and market more, which is what they've been doing, like I said, lately. I'm sure you guys have seen them all around. Like, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on YouTube's doing some videos on them. I just love Olsa Tools. I haven't bought anything off the tool truck in years, mostly because I don't really need any tools. But there's just so many different brands out there now. That Snap-on and Mac and Matco, Cornwell, they're not the only game in town anymore. All the other tool companies, especially Olsa Tool, have stepped it up. They've lifetime guarantee, no hassle replacement, warranty service is excellent. And frankly, you're just not going to need it. I mean, everybody breaks tools now and then, but if you start with quality tools, they don't break as often. Price point, they are, I wrote it down because I couldn't remember. What do we got here? They're $88.77 right now, Canadian. So that's Canadian dollars. So you can transfer that to, I don't know what the exchange rate is right now. And I'm not too sure how long that price is going to be at that, but it's pretty good. They also work with a company called Sezzle that will allow you to break it down into 4 monthly payments, interest free, I might add. So it would be 4 payments of $22.19 if you use Sezzle. It's all on their website. I'll post a link to Olsa Tools' website down below. Yeah, like I said, one of the things I like about them, they're all 6-point and there's 0 skips. It goes from 10 to 24 with no skips whatsoever. Let's see, what else I'm going to say. I don't know. There's not much I can say. They speak for themselves. They're really nice sockets. I will be using them. I'll be replacing my Metrics deep sockets, and I'll probably pick up a set of regular depth of these when I get a chance. But they're really nice sockets. Like I say, the heaviness, the weight is there without them being too big and bulky. You can see they're not heavy on the sidewall, and they're not like super thin or anything. This is the other one. They're very similar size-wise. Just Olsa edges them out in the weight, which is a good thing. They fit. Again, I'll take this 19mm bolt, and it fits in there good. They have the chamfered edges, so you can slide it on without having to fight to get it on. See, this one's a little more fidgety getting it on. But they also the fit on, like so it's a little bit loose in there. Let's go in this one. It doesn't have the wobble. It fits much better. And here's this is a Canadian Tire brand Maximum. But it fits it. I mean, that's got quite a bit of wobble too. So the fitment is definitely better on the Olsa Tools. They fit on the, I'll just grab my Ryobi cordless ratchet here. And they fit on there nice and snug. They're not loose. They're a well-balanced socket. They don't wobble around. You spin it free. Everything about them screams quality. So if you're looking for a set of 1/2-inch metric, they do have SAE too, 1/2-inch deep sockets, give Olsa a try. I love them. I'm really thrilled with them. I might be in the future here swapping over a bunch of my sockets. Long term, I'll let you know how they work out, but I don't foresee there being any problems with them whatsoever. I just don't imagine it. I'll post information down below, a link to Olsa, a link to this specific set, and that's about it. This is a nice socket holder too. I mean, if you keep it in your toolbox, you might not want this whole thing. What I've done in the past is I just slice it around there, and then you've got this flat tray to hold them in and keep them all. It's good for guys to have toolboxes that don't have the room to stand them upright in their socket drawer, and they have to lay down if you have not very deep drawers. These things are great. I say you just slice it there, and then you've got this bottom tray to hold all your sockets, and you can easily see what sizes they are. There you go. Another handy hint from Bruce L. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, let me know and I can help you out down below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and take care. See you later.